Have you watched the Evil of the Daleks animation? I haven't yet. I don't even have it yet. I'm hoping to get it soon because by now I should have put a review up for it, considering that, what is it, Galaxy 4's coming out now as well. Oops. But yeah, I'll get round to it. I do really want to see it. I mean, obviously I haven't got round to it yet, which shows that maybe I'm not that interested, but I genuinely am. It's one that I've been very excited for, so yes, I will get a review up of that as soon as I see it. Same with Galaxy 4. Would you ever like Doctor Who to have a series of multiple Doctors as the TARDIS team and have them explore each other's strengths and weaknesses, maybe have one that portrays them like the intention for the 4th Doctor in the 5 Doctors? Now, in terms of something like that, where it's like one of the incarnations betrays them, as you've said, which was the original plan for the 5 Doctors, only in an anniversary special, I feel like if you keep having the Doctors meet up with one another on a regular basis outside of the anniversaries, I think it lessens the excitement for it and it sort of dilutes when it happens, you know, because if it happens all the time, like, who cares if it happens in an anniversary special? I don't particularly like, I mean, I love the story, but I don't particularly like that the 2 Doctors does it, because there's no outside reason for doing it. It's just, fuck it, Patrick wants to come back. Similar with Twice Upon a Time, no real reason to do it, and I think it overshadowed Peter Capaldi as he was leaving. So for me, I'd rather they just stick to the anniversary specials to do multi-Doctor stories. I wouldn't want a series of it, because it should be special. You know, the one thing that I'll compare it to is like, when the series came back in 2005, people were like, oh my god, Daleks! Cut, like, what is it, 5, 6, 7 years later, people are like, oh my god, we're fucking sick of Daleks appearing every year. That's the sort of thing that I wouldn't want for a multi-Doctor story. In your opinion, are there any stories you think that would be improved by them being during another Doctor's tenure? Say if they seem to suit a different Doctor better. I don't know if they'd be improved, but I've always said I wanted to see a Cyberman Pertwee story, so I'd be curious to see The Invasion, but with John Pertwee in it, because it is essentially a Pertwee story. In fact, it was the template for the John Pertwee era. But apart from that, I don't know. I actually quite like that the majority of stories, like, they suit that Doctor. I don't know if I'd necessarily think that they'd be improved by a different Doctor being in it. I think the stories that could get worse if a different Doctor's in it. Which Doctor Who era would you say had the best ending, or the one that satisfies you the most? Caves of Androzani, 5th Doctor's era. Easy. Like, you can't get a better regeneration story than Caves, in my opinion. Like, that is the best one. I know that other people would say something like 10th Planet, War Games, that's fair enough, but for me, Caves is like the ultimate final story for a Doctor. What are your biggest Doctor Who dreams for the show? Like, for example, having the 12th Doctor and Sarah Jane travelling together. Now that would be cool, but in terms of, just for it to be good, I know that sounds like a broad answer, but genuinely just for it to be good and new and exciting and different and just the show that I love again, and it hasn't felt like that for years, like years and years, and this is going into the Matt Smith era, never mind Capaldi and Whittaker. So yeah, I'd like it just to go on a consistent run of good stories, which I don't think the series has had since probably 2010. Shit. Is that right, in my opinion? Is my opinion what I actually think? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So yeah, just for it to be good and consistent. Have you ever seen or played the Batman Arkham series? I have. I feel like I've got 2 of them. Arkham City, I think, is one, and I think Arkham Origins. No, there's another one. There's another one that I played, I'm sure. I don't think it was Origins. Either way, yes, I have. They're really good. I think I prefer the Spider-Man game for PS4 in terms of like that style of game, but I do really like the Arkham series, so I need to pick that up again, because I did start playing it again not too long ago. Hope you like the questions, and I hope you are the best, man. Love the content. Oh, well, yes, thank you very much, and thank you to everyone thus far who has asked questions. Oh, actually, no, sorry, I've missed out a question from you. Here's me saying, I hope you like the questions. So good that I didn't even fucking finish them. Do you like Seinfeld? No, I really don't. I tried to get into it. It just isn't my humour. I just don't like the show at all. Like, there's a couple of episodes where I'm like, yeah, that was pretty good. But apart from that, I was like, I don't understand why people love this as much as they do. And if you do, you know, fair play to you. You know, I don't envy people who enjoy something, but at the same time, I watched it and I was like, this feels very much like, how about that airplane food, huh? That style of comedy, and it's like, great. It's just not for me. Have you ever watched Agatha Christie's Poirot with David Suchet? No. is the answer. But I do like David Suchet, but maybe I'll go back to it at some point, but I highly doubt it. The amount of things that I need to watch that people have told me to at this point is beyond me having enough life left to watch, so yeah, no. What's your opinion on State of Decay in season 18? I love it. I mean, it's definitely in the wrong season. It should be in like season 13 or 14, but it's very, very good. I really like the vampire stuff. I really like Tom's performance in it. I know that there was on-set stuff with him and Lala Ward at the time, and it shows in a couple of scenes, but in places that actually adds to the performance because it does feel like Tom is really serious about what's going on. Similar sort of thing with Pyramids of Mars, where he didn't get on with the director and that affected his performance in a way where he genuinely seems like so serious about it. I don't know. Maybe he should have argued with people behind the scenes more, because we would have got a more serious Doctor in places. But then again, I love Tom. I wouldn't change Tom's Doctor for the world. But yeah, State of Decay, brilliant story. One of my favourites from season 18, actually. Yeah, if I had a top 3, that'd be 3rd. Least favourite Troughton story? Ooh. Underwater Menace, maybe? Space Pirates, nobody seems to like, and I agree. One of them, I think. Have you seen Day of the Triffids? I've seen Seeds of Doom. Does that count? No, I haven't seen Seeds of Doom. Yes, I have seen Seeds of Doom. No, I've not seen Day of the Triffids, but I'm pretty sure it's on Prime, so I will probably watch that at some point, because I've been going through like a load of different old science fiction-y films that I really want to check out. So Logan's Run was one. Forbidden Planet I want to watch but haven't yet. Invasion of the Body Snatchers I watched and I loved. Day of the Triffids is definitely on that list, so I'm sure I'll get to it pretty soon. Are you planning any more Doctor Who pub quizzes? Possibly. That's a shout. I did enjoy it. It took me ages to get all the questions. I was like, are these questions hard enough? Are they too easy? Like, are people going to find this interesting? Are people going to watch? Am I going to get the answers right myself? Because I'm pretty sure I did get one answer wrong, even though I counted it, which was weird. But I did enjoy doing it. I don't know though. Possibly. It depends. If you guys want to see more of it, then let me know. And if enough people say like, yeah, we want to see it, then I'll be like, okay. We'll do it then. Would you trust a shelder named Bob as your accountant to make sure your money is safe? Bracket silly question. Oh, I wasn't sure if it was a silly question, to be fair, so thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, why not? He can look. I mean, I barely got any fucking money, but yeah, he can look after it. Why not? If you had to rank the Jon Pertwee seasons from worst to best, what would you choose? Oh, I think, apart from Sea Devils, I think season 9 is the worst. Because apart from that, I don't think I like any story, really, in season 9. Day of the Daleks has gone up in my opinion, but what is it? Curse of Peladon? No. Is the Time Monster in that series? I don't know if it is or not. I feel like that might be an 8. I don't know. But there's a few that I'm like, nah. But in terms of best, I know you want me to rank them all, but I can't think of the middle 3. But in terms of the best, probably season 10. It's weird. Worst, best. But yeah, I love season 10. I think that's Pertwee's best. But the others, I don't really know how I'd rank them, if I'm honest. I'd have to have a longer think about that. Not sure if you've done this, but could you say the best Dalek story for each Doctor? Ooh, probably Dalek Invasion of Earth for Hartnell. Power for Troughton. I guess maybe Day of the Daleks for Pertwee. I mean, Genesis is Tom. Resurrection, Revelation, Remembrance. That was fairly easy. Dalek. Actually, no, because I do like Part of the Ways and Bad Wolf. No, I'll go Dalek. Stolen Earth, Journey's End. What Dalek stories did Matt Smith have? Victory was crap. And Asylum was crap. Victory is the lesser of two evils. Capaldi. Into the Dalek. And then I've not actually seen any of the Whittaker Dalek stories, but I'm sure they're just as shit as the rest of her era. Would you like to see Moffat return to write an individual story under Russell T Davies? Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, if he's got someone over him sort of telling him like, yeah, you can't do that, Stephen, like rein it in a little bit, then who knows, it might be pretty good. Have you heard Ninth Doctor Ravagers yet? No. Not yet. Sorry. Thoughts on Lord of the Rings? Don't like it. I just can't get into it. Anything that's sort of like dragons and knights and quests and sword and horseback and wizards and stuff like that, I just can't get into, and I don't know why. I just can't. There's something about it. Literally, you can swap the design of Lord of the Rings or The Witcher or whatever it might be and put in fucking spacesuits and swords and laser guns and aliens and shit and have the exact same story, and I'd love it. As soon as you have it as that sort of setting, I just can't I can't abide by it. Game of Thrones is another one. Just can't get into it. Hellbent are the Timeless Children. I am really sorry, I just couldn't resist. Something tells me you're not sorry. However, that's an easy one. I know you wanted it to be harder than that, but I'm gonna have to go with Hellbent. One, because Capaldi's in it, and two, because even though it pissed me off, I don't think it fucked up Doctor Who lore and canon and was as controversial as the Timeless Children. So, yeah, it's Hellbent. Bit darker, but can you say a few of your opinions on the whole Noel Clarke and John Barrowman situation? Personally, I think it's a bit strange they're being linked together under the same context. I agree. I really, really agree. I don't understand why they're connected, because what Noel Clarke did and what John Barrowman did are two very different things. Are either appropriate? No. But for me, the stuff with Noel Clarke that we've heard from, what is it, over 20 people? That's fucked. What's your favourite Blake 7 episodes? What are the titles? That's the problem. I love the first one. I love the last one. I love Rumours of Death. I love... Oh, it's the one with Villa and Colin Baker. That one's really good as well. Star One is also very good. How weird is it that Field Marshal Steyer has got 5 fingers instead of 3? Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? Huh. Yeah, that is weird. But I mean, they're meant to be clones, and it's weird how Sarah Jane is like, oh, Lynx, as if Lynx and Steyer even look remotely similar to one another. Yeah, when they say that they're clones, they really fucked up, because none of them look the same. Hey Wingy, hope I'm not too late. Yeah, you are. Sorry. No, you're not, it's fine. So which Masters are your favourites in the show, and how would you pair them up with different Doctors to see how much the dynamics would change? Delgado, would love to see him with Tom. Or Troughton. That's what I'd do. Delgado's easily my favourite. Like, I mean, I love Anthony Ainley as well. What new spin-offs of Doctor Who would you like to see if Russell T Davies returns as showrunner? Well, he has returned, so it's not a question of if, but when. Will he do spin-offs? I don't know. I'd love to see a unit show. That's what I'd want to see. I don't know if that's in the pipeline or what else you could do, but just explore the worlds of Doctor Who. You know, not necessarily on Earth, maybe, I don't know, maybe life on Nerva Beacon following the events of the Ark in Space, or, you know, Revenge of the Cybermen or something. I don't know, the possibilities are endless. Maybe a spin-off on Skaro, exploring more of the world and how the Daleks came to be. Obviously that's very much I, Davros, as well as Genesis of the Daleks, so who's to say? Maybe a spin-off set on Mondas to see the origins of the Cybermen. Who's to say? I mean, the possibilities are endless. How would you picture the 60th anniversary special now that Russell will be making it? Do you think he might just do a usual post-regeneration story for the new Doctor? I hope not, because when it's a special, you want all the Doctors to come back, or at least as many as possible, and for that to be a Doctor's first story as well, like where you are literally competing with the people who fans already love. I don't know if that's appropriate. So what I would do if I was Russell is I would do a 60th anniversary featuring previous Doctors who we have all seen before, and then we go into the new Doctor's era. I think he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. And then, has it been confirmed when Jodie's actually leaving in terms of like the actual episode? Is it going to be in the 60th? Is it before that? If it's not in the 60th and it's before, it's probably not feasible to bring her back. So, I don't know, it's a bit of a tricky situation. I just want it to be good. That's all I ask for Doctor Who. I just want it to be good at this point. Have you watched Dune? If yes, what did you think about it? Funnily enough, I literally watched it yesterday at the time of recording this video. It's a brilliant film. I love it. It's just annoying that we have to wait fucking ages for the second one now. But yeah, it's a masterpiece. I'll probably do a proper review of it at some point, like in the next couple of weeks. I fucking loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved the world. Like I say, it was gorgeous. The cast was fantastic. Like, it was tense. It was surprisingly witty in places that I didn't really expect. It was amazing. I'm so glad that I actually watched it in the cinema. Have you seen Loki? If so, what did you think? And this is the last question that I have here. Yes, I have seen Loki. I didn't like it. Thing is, I don't even know why, because I should do, because it is very much Doctor Who-y and Marvel-y. Mix them together, I should like it. I just didn't. I just couldn't get into it. I found it a bit dull. I found it a bit like the pacing to be all over the place. Like episode 1 in particular was like really slow, and then there'd be episodes where a lot of stuff is happening and then nothing's happening again. I don't know. I just found it a little bit lackluster, to be fair. I wanted more from it, I think. I don't know necessarily what that would have been, but I just wasn't mad about it, which is a shame. But I think all of the Disney Plus series at this point, barring maybe Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, sorry, have disappointed me. So there's hope for Hawkeye, I guess, but not really. So, yeah, bit of a letdown in my opinion. And that is it. So thank you very much to my Patreons for asking me, or patrons, for asking me the questions. That is something that I am going to turn into a semi-regular series now. So if you want to get in the mixer, make sure that you join my Patreon. It is in the description below. Also on Patreon, you do get Doctor Who reviews of individual stories and a few other different bits and pieces every now and again. Well, not every now and again. I try to aim for every week. Sometimes I don't always do that, but there's a load of stuff on there already that you can sink your teeth into. So, yes, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Subscribe for more. Social media and the Patreon link, as I said, will be in the description, as always. So if you'd follow me on any of those things, I'd absolutely love you forever. But until next time, guys, you take care of yourselves. Goodbye.